Well, students, you must be enjoying the story, है ना? Good. But before we move ahead, let us discuss the question answers given here in the book. Some questions are there. Read and find out. Page number 10. Okay. How does the thief think Anil will react to the theft? Yes. Anil was a very soft-hearted and cool-minded person. Thief thinks that Anil will become sad only. Not only at the loss of money, but at the breach of trust that Anil had reposed in Hari Singh. Right? So this would be the reaction. How does thief think? The thief thinks so. Next question. What does he say about the different reactions of people when they are robbed? Hari Singh is, question is in present tense, so answer will be in present tense. Hari Singh is a very experienced thief, right? He thinks, he is sure that when it is given here in this book, the answer is given here in the book, the reactions of different types of people to the theft. When a greedy person is robbed, he becomes terrified, right? But when a rich man is robbed, he shows anger. A poor man shows acceptance. All these three things show that the thief is an experienced person. The last one, does Anil realize that he has been robbed? Yes. Its answer will be given later on as we move ahead with our reading. Okay? So again, let's come to the book and read for ourselves. Okay, students. So I assigned you some work yesterday, and today we shall continue with that. Right? Some assignments were given to you. You must have done that. I am going to revise them, so you can tally your answers with mine. First question was, what was the speaker's purpose? Speaker, who is the speaker here? Speaker is Hari Singh. Yes. How is the tall and lean fellow suitable for this purpose? Who is the tall and lean fellow here? He is Anil. Because Anil was very soft-hearted and very cool fellow, he could fall into trap very easily. Hence, he was the most suitable person for this particular purpose of being robbed. Right? So this will be the answer to this first question. Okay? This is done for you. Now we come to question number 2. I was still a thief when I met Anil, says Hari Singh. Why do you think he says so? Hari Singh, why does Hari Singh say that I was still a thief? Means when Hari Singh contacted Anil, the old tendencies of a thief were still there in him. He was in search of his victim, and he found it easily in Anil. That's why he says I was still a thief, means the tendencies of a thief were still there in Hari Singh. Right? Next, question number 3. How did the narrator try to win over Anil's confidence, and why? So the narrator, who is narrator here? Yes, Hari Singh. Hari Singh tried to. One thing you have to be very much sure about, the tense of the question will be the tense of the answer. Your question is in past indefinite. Hence, your answer will be in second form. Tried. It will become tried. The narrator tried to win over Anil's confidence because he wanted to trap him in his snare. Snare होता है. Snare means a trap, जाल, right? Trap because he wanted to rob him of. He talked very softly. He won over his confidence, and moreover, he posed himself to be very polite and docile person. That's how he won over Anil's confidence. Next question. What made Hari Singh a successful thief? The same answer can be his docile appearance, his conciliatory address, conciliatory, very soft spoken attitude, and above all, his confidence. That all were the qualities that made Hari Singh a successful thief. Now I come to the last question. How can we say that narrator was a habitual liar? Two instances you have already noted down. Yes, first of all, when Anil asked his name, he told that his name was Hari Singh. Actually, his name was not Hari Singh. He lied first time, right? And second time, when Anil asked, do you know how to, when Anil asked if he knew how to cook, and he replied yes. But later on, when he cooked the food, the entire food was thrown over to the dog, right? It means it was terrible food that he had prepared. So these two instances show that he was a habitual liar, right? So here we come to the end of these questions, and we shall continue with chapter ahead. Okay. Okay, students, yesterday we discussed some questions, the answers to which we shall do now. At the start of the chapter, we had these three questions, okay? The first question was, who does I refer to in the story? Very easy answer. Who is I? I is Hari Singh, the thief. Good. What is he? What is he a fairly successful hand at? He is a fairly successful hand. What do you mean by fairly successful hand? He was quite expert in, right? Expert at? Yes, the act of thievery, stealing something. Yes. Next one. What does he get from Anil in return for his work? Usually, whenever Anil had a check and got some money, he often gave him some. Second, he got 2 square meal in return, in lieu of the work that he used to do for him. And third one, usually when Anil gave him money to buy something, he had his own share, right, from the transaction that he used to do with the shopkeeper. Means he used to have his own share, sometimes 10 paise or 20 paise or maybe 1 rupee. In this manner he could earn something, right? So these three questions are done. Okay, let's proceed further. Now we shall come to page number, yes, we shall come to page number 10 where we left yesterday. Okay, got it, children? Let us start reading. Anil was asleep. A beam of moonlight stepped over the balcony and fell on the bed. I sat up on the floor, considering the situation. If I took the money, I could catch the 10:30 express to Lucknow. Now, when Anil got the money, right, he put it under his mattress, and there was certainly a bad intention in Hari Singh's mind that he would steal the money that night. And he was waiting for the night, deep night, right? He was waiting for him to sleep. Now, proceed further. Slipping out of the blanket, I crept up to the bed. Anil was sleeping peacefully. His face was clear and unlined. Unlined means there was no mark of any sort of tension. He was absolutely peaceful while sleeping. Even I had more marks on my face. Why? Because there was tension going on in my mind whether I would be successful in stealing the money or not. Though mine were mostly scars. There were some scars on my face, and scars, you understand? Some sort of points, or you can say impressions of cutting or something like that. These are called scars. My hands slid under the mattress. Slid. I just passed my hand under the mattress, searching for notes. But when I found them, I drew them out without a sound. Anil sighed in his sleep. Sighed, he took a big heave. Yeah. A deep breath. Understand? So when he turned his side, Anil sighed in his sleep and turned on his side towards me. I was startled. Startled? I was surprised. I was shocked a little bit. Right? I was quite, yes, startled. Startled means I was shocked a little bit. And quietly crawled out of the room. Crawled to move on knees and elbows. Right? That is called crawling. Like a small kid, na? What does a small child does? How does it move on the floor? Yes, with the help of his elbows and knees. When I was on the road, I began to run. I had the notes in my waist, held there by the string of my pajamas. Pajama string. He was just he had tightened his pajamas and just tied the notes with that string. I slowed down to a walk and counted the notes. 600 rupees in 50s. 600 rupees in 50s. How many notes would be there? Yes, good. Good mathematics. 12. 12 50 notes will make 600. So I could live like an oil-rich Arab for a week or two. Means these 600 rupees would just give me all sorts of luxuries that I could have. Just like an oil-rich Arab. Oil-rich Arab, just like an Arab who is absolutely rich and can enjoy any facility, can enjoy any luxury of life. Same was the condition with me. Now, turn to the next page. Yes. Let's start with it. When I reached the station, I did not stop at the ticket office. Kyun? Why? I had never bought a ticket in my life. Because he was a thief and he was just like a vagabond. Vagabond, you understand? The one who does not have any work and moves here and there without work. Just like a tramp. Yes. So he never bought a ticket in his life, but dashed straight to the platforms. Dashed, moved. Dashed here stand for? Yes, moved straight to the platform. The Lucknow Express was just moving out. The train had still to pick up the speed, and I should have been able to jump into one of the carriages. But I hesitated. For some reason I can't explain. And I lost the chance to get away. When the train was moving slowly and he was about to catch the train, suddenly his mind stuck somewhere and he could not move even a little bit. What happened to him? What stopped him? This is the turning point of the story here. Something stopped him. When the train had gone, I found myself standing alone on the deserted platform. What do you mean by the word deserted? Deserted means absolutely alone. Absolute, where no one, absolutely desolated. No one is there. Desolated platform. I had no idea where to spend the night. I had no friends, believing that friends were more trouble than help. Actually, such sort of people, they don't believe in keeping more friends. Why? They are thieves, and thieves, if they keep friends, suddenly their identity is revealed and they are caught by the police. Hence, they don't believe in having so many friends. I had no friends, believing friends were more trouble than any help. And I did not want to make anyone curious by staying at one of the small hotels near the station. And he did not want to make anyone curious. Curious means, yes, eager to know about someone. I didn't want that anyone should know about me, so I didn't pick the hotel also. The only person I knew really well was the man I had robbed. The only person in the city was Anil, whom I knew very well. Leaving the station, I walked slowly through the bazaar. Slowly through the bazaar. In my short career as a thief, I had made a study of men's faces when they had lost their goods. The greedy man showed fear. Now, what does it show? This shows his experience. In the small life, he had had so many experiences. The greedy man showed fear. The rich man showed anger. The poor man showed acceptance. Rich gets angry. Oh, my money is lost. And he would become angry like anything. Then poor man, oh my God, acceptance. What? Oh, maybe it's God's willing. This money was not mine. Such sort of acceptance he just produces. Maybe. So this was a great experience of that man with very small age. But I knew that Anil's face. When he discovered the theft would show only a touch of sadness. I knew how Anil would react to this theft. He would not show much reaction. Just a little bit sadness would appear on his face. I knew that. Not for the loss of money, but for the loss of trust. Yes, he would be deeply pained. Anil would be deeply pained, not just because he had lost the money. Means he had lost the trust. He would not further believe in any such kind of person. He would not allow anyone to help him. He would not keep such a man on job because his trust was shaken. His trust was broken, breached by a boy. This was the pain somewhere in his heart. So, well, students, come to page number 11, right? The last para. I found myself in the Maidan and sat down on a bench. The night was chilly. It was early November and a light drizzle, very soft falling water, rain, added to my discomfort. He was not quite comfortable there. The rain was pouring down and it was quite chilly. Soon it was raining quite heavily. My shirt and pajama stuck to my skin. Means he was completely drenched. Right? drenched with water, and a cool wind blew the rain across my face. Come to page number 12. Okay? Yes. Let's start from here also. I went back to the bazaar and sat down in the shelter of a clock tower. Clock tower, a very big, you can say, structure is there, and on the top of it, big clock is shown. That shows the time. Sometimes it shows time to all four directions, right? That is called clock tower. The clock showed midnight. The clock showed midnight. I felt for the notes. They were damp from the rain. Damp, completely drenched. Damp means absolutely drenched. Gila hona. You understand that? Anil's money. In the morning, he would probably have given me 2 or 3 rupees to go to the cinema. He was thinking, but now I had it all. He was somewhere assuming, if the money had been in the hands of Anil, in the morning he would have received 2 or 3 rupees to go to cinema. He often gave him, whenever Anil received money from any corner, from any source, he would always give him some part of it. But I could not cook his meal, run to the bazaar, or learn to write whole sentence anymore. He was somewhere repenting. Means he has the money, but will he get the chance to go to the bazaar and keep a share of the money as he used to do? Would he be able to learn sentences? How to write sentences? Would he become literate? So many thoughts were roaming over his mindscape at that time. Thinking and thinking. I had forgotten about all. I had forgotten about them in the excitement of the theft. Whole sentences I knew could one day bring me more than a few hundred rupees. It was a simple matter to steal, and sometimes just as simple to be caught. He was repenting somewhere now. It appears from the text that we are reading, somewhere different sorts of thoughts are now coming to the thief's mind. He is thinking whether he has done right in stealing the money. Oh my God, the chance to learn language somewhere has skipped from his hands. Okay, let us see. Read ahead. But to be a really big man, a clever and respected man, was something else. I should go back to Anil, I told myself, if only to learn to read and write. Now, my dear students, somewhere the inner self of that thief was awakened. He realized that if he learned how to read and write, it would help him in becoming a respectable fellow in future. The indignity of a thief would erase from his life. Oh my God, somewhere I have lost the chance. He realized his folly, his mistake, and now turned back. I hurried back. Now, read ahead better. I hurried back to the room feeling very nervous for it is much easier to steal something than to return it undetected. Undetected? Yes. Means to steal something is quite easy, but to keep that thing, the stolen thing, back at its place was more difficult. Undetected, untapped. Right? I opened the door quietly and then stood in the doorway. In clouded moonlight, Anil was still asleep. I crept to the head of the bed and my hand came up with the notes. I felt his breath on my hand. I felt his breath on my hand. The warm air that is released through nostrils, na, it was felt there on his hand somewhere. Yes, there it is. Oh, sorry, I lost. I felt his breath on my hand. I remained still for a minute. Then my hand found the edge of the mattress and slipped under it with the notes. I awoke late till late next morning to find that Anil had already made the tea. In the morning, Anil had already woken up. Okay, he stretched out his hand towards me. Stretched out, he moved his hand towards me. There was a 50 rupee note between his fingers. My heart sank. Oh, whether he has come to know that I did. Oh, I thought I had been discovered. Means the thing the act of my stealing the money was known to him. He said, Hari Singh, I made some money yesterday, he explained. Now you will be paid regularly. Oh God, my spirits rose. Means I somehow got inspirited. Thank God he doesn't know what I did. My spirits rose, but when I took the note, I saw it was still wet from the night's rain. Today we'll start writing sentences, he said. Somewhere. Anil also became sure that these notes are wet. Means these notes had been stolen. And yesterday it was night. It must be Hari Singh who took them out, who stole my money, but he returned it. He was now sure that this man's soul has completely changed and he would never involve himself in the act of stealing anymore now. His soul was clear. So that's why his belief remained upon him and he did not even disclose to Hari Singh that he had already known about the incident of stealing. Right, my dear children? Okay, he knew. There it comes. He knew, but neither his lips nor his eyes showed anything. I smiled. I smiled at Anil in my most appealing way, and the smile came by itself without any effort. So, my dear children, this was the story for you. A very nice story. It's a story of belief. It's a story of a commitment to oneself. If I want to raise my standard, I'll have to sacrifice my comforts, sacrifice my own bad habits. Right? That was what Hari Singh did. He could take the money and enjoy, but for how long? Only for a few days. But now he was getting a chance to study and just reconstruct his life, right? And in this manner he changed this incident really changes ways. So that marks the end of the story by Ruskin Bond. Okay, thank you very much.